Well, good Wednesday evening. Welcome to another episode of Martin's Koi Pond. I do love watching the koi about this time of night. It's 8 p.m. and they're in super chilled mode, just mooching around, watching me, watching them, and looking rather lovely. I did a job today that I've been putting off far too long, and probably will get some criticism for it, but I hadn't cleaned the pressure filter since March, I think, and it was minging inside. It was filthy. So the pressure filter has had a proper full clean, and I must do it more regular. The water was looking pretty awful, and I have to say, in the 4 hours since I've cleaned it, the water has picked up loads in clarity, and it just looks so much better. So don't put off jobs that need doing. That's the moral. So this weekend I think I'm going to give the Screenmatic another strip down and clean. It was about 2 to 3 weeks ago I last cleaned the sponges. So that being said, it's a nice look at the fish, and I'll probably catch you at the weekend when I'm cleaning the Screenmatic. Well, good Saturday morning, beautiful day, and pond's looking lovely. Now I've got the net peeled back on this side because I'm going to be getting in the pond in a bit. What I've noticed is the aerator in the centre appears to be clogged up. It's certainly not pushing out as much air as it was. I hope it just means that the aerator ring needs a clean, and it's not a case of my pump having lost a lot of power. So in a minute I'm going to be donning my waders and getting in the pond, getting the ring up and having a look at it and giving it a clean off and see if that improves the aeration. Also, I don't know if you just saw the Aragroki do a little flash. He's got a red area on this, on his left side as we look at him now. I think he's damaged a scale, so I may get him out and have a look at that and see if I need to treat it. But first off, I'm going to get this aeration ring sorted. No one to film it, I'm here on my own, so I'll get back to you when it's done. Well, welcome back. That's messed the pond up, me wandering around in there. I'm not impressed, to be honest. It doesn't appear to be a problem with the aerator ring. It appears to be a problem with the pump having lost a lot of its volume of air it was putting out. It's one of those Blagdon pumps. I've turned off the air in the corner, so all the air at the minute is going to the bottom drain, but it's not exactly what you'd call masses of aeration. So I'm going to mull it over. I might get another pump, a more powerful pump, and perhaps use this Blagdon one indoors on my fish tanks. I think the next job is going to be get the net out and net this Aragroki and have a good look at it, see if I need to treat it. at least I've got a treatment kit now, which I didn't have until earlier this year, so if it needs treating I will be able to do something, and I'll probably sedate it to make treating it easier. So back to you in a bit. Right, I've got the aeration out, and you can see here is the area that I was worried about. A lovely pale blue colour. Anyway, I'm not going to prolong it anymore. I've got a padded mat here, and one that I bought for this purpose. It is a fishing mat, but it's never been used fishing. Looks like there's a smaller sole there as well, so I'm going to put a dauber treatment on that as well. So he looks just about ready, or she, although I think it is a he. Although the gill plates are quite smooth. Might be a she. I'm no expert. Anyway, I'll dampen this pad down, get a towel, and then treat him or her. So I've treated it, cleaned the wound, put some ulcer treatment behind that scale, and then I've just put some propolis on it, which is just drying off. I'm going to pop the fish in a net, and I'll sort of support it in the net in the pool pond for a bit. Hopefully that will sort that scale out. I mean, it might have been better if that scale had actually come out, to be honest, but I didn't like to pop it out. Anyway, let's get him back in the water. I'm using this well, it's a fishing landing net, but it's never been used as such. I've only ever used it in the pond. I'm using this so he can recover. He seems to be recovering quite well. Once he starts thrashing about, I'll release him or her. This is the fish my granddaughter named Sharky. So anyway, get back to you when it's back in the pond. Oh, welcome back. Sharky's back in the pond, and ever since it's been back in, Mega the shower has been following it like glue. I don't know what that's all about, whether it's the smell of the sedate or the propolis or something that's attracting him. See what I mean? Just sticking to it like glue. Most weird. A lot of the other fish are hiding up in that corner, because obviously I've been swiping the net around trying to catch the aeration, and they don't, as you know, those of you that have ponds, they don't like the net. See, still following it. It's been going on for, well, he's been back in a good half hour. Very strange. Pond is gradually clearing up from me having been in it, wandering about. I would imagine the Screenmatic's been working overtime. And I've bitten the bullet and I've ordered a new air pump. See if that sorts out this central bottom drain aeration, because what I've got at the minute is ridiculous. I've gone for a different brand. I've gone for one of those Jabo ones. So there we go again. We'll see how that goes. Right, I'll get back to you at some point, probably over the weekend or later in next week. Well, good Saturday afternoon. how about a nice gin and tonic by the pond on a beautiful Saturday afternoon? Ah, perfect. Fish have all calmed down from me having been in the pond up to my waist this morning, and the auto feeder goes off in a short while. I have adjusted it now. I've got it on a different setting. A couple of people were concerned that my fish wouldn't be getting enough food. It was only on the setting that it was on until my water bounced back, and now my water is fine. I've got it set for 3 feeds in the morning, so that's 45 grams. 3 feeds at the same time, so it'll punt out 3 feeds at 10 AM, and 2 feeds at 4 o'clock, and then another 3 feeds at 7 PM. So that way they're getting 120 grams a day. Now the big Yamabuki's had a name change. It's mainly down to 2 people, Law Magro and my son Harry. Harry didn't like it being called Goldie. He said that was too boring. And we all saw, well, I saw Law's video where she visited Cuttlebrook Farm and referred to a Yamabuki as a sweet corn fish. So I've renamed it Sweet Corn, which I think is a pretty good name for it. So they're all very active at the minute. They're all ready for the next feed, and I'm going to sit back and chill with my G&T and enjoy the fish for a few hours. Catch you in the next clip. Well, good Wednesday morning. Welcome back to Martin's Koi Pond. And there's quite a lot going to be going on in the next week on the pond, which will all be in next week's video. But it all centres around a water test that I had done. I sent the water that comes out of my RO unit off for a specialist, what's called an ICP test. I don't know what ICP stands for, but it's a full spectrum test of elements, and it appears that chlorine is not a problem in my pond, but what is a problem is extraordinary high levels of silicate. In fact, it's almost off the charts, and the only thing I can put that down to is they replaced the water main for about a mile about 2.5 years ago, and that's all I can put it down to, really, for me to have such high silicates. Whether it's something they've used in the connecting of the pipes, I don't know. There was also a trace of copper, and copper's not good for koi. So basically what I've done is I have ordered various resins and removers to turn Big Bertha, which I've split actually now into 2-3 stages, into a silicon and copper removing filter, which I'm going to run after the RO. I've also ordered a silicon test kit so I could test the silicon levels in the pond and in the water after it's gone through the filters. Now I already have a copper test kit, and I tested the pond last night and it registered 0 for copper. So I double checked it. There's a reference solution in the copper test kit I have, which is set at 0.5 parts per million, and when I tested that it was spot on. The kit is working fine, so it appears I don't have copper in the pond, but what it does appear I have is high levels of silicate and a touch of manganese. So one of the removers that I've ordered to remove the silicate also removes manganese. So more on that next week when I start putting all the products together, and hopefully can sort out the quality of my water once and for all. Now on another note, the aerated bottom drain, the ring is, it appears it is knackered. There's hardly any air coming through it. I thought it was the air pump, but I increased the air to the air stone in the corner and it's absolutely blasting air through that, so it's not the air pump. It is actually the diffuser ring. So what I decided to do was order a new bottom drain with a built-in diffuser ring. So hopefully that's going to be here in the next couple of days, and I can put that in, and hopefully that won't clog like this single ring did after only a couple of months. So fish are all doing fine, feeding like koi do really, and a fair bit of flashing in the afternoons, but in the mornings and evenings they're okay. So I'll get back to you in next week's video when we'll try and take on these silicates. So until then, look after your ponds, and I'll see you in the next one.